had an extraordinarily large number of dull weather days. So let's get an exciting one in here, shall we? It is going to be an interesting day. First of all, it's going to be a day that goes backwards. We are going to start off the day warm with temperatures around 50. That'll be rain at that point. We go then to the middle of the day. Temperatures are falling and pretty dramatically. Could mix by lunchtime, probably shortly after the lunch hour, as temperatures will be falling through the 30s. And by the time you're headed home, we'll be in freezing rain, sleet, and likely in the transition to snow at that point, with temperatures around 30 and getting colder in a hurry. So let's talk about it. Our Storm Tracker Threat Index is at 2. Travel impacts look to be pretty significant. At least the threat is there for tomorrow. Late afternoon, perhaps, certainly evening, overnight, likely into Saturday morning. So that's why we go to the 2. Rain to freezing rain to sleet to snow. Accumulation is likely with this, and again, the travel impacts will be there. We're painting a pretty general 3 to 6 inch snow across a good chunk of the area. So again, that'll mess stuff up. And of course, there'll be freezing rain and sleet mixed in with that as well. If the transition to snow is a little slower, if we have more rain, freezing rain, and sleet, we'll head to the lower numbers. If the transition to the snow happens quickly, if the Arctic air really gets in here quick, what we will see are closer to the higher numbers. A couple other things to point out. A little bit less in the southeast and also in the Lake Cumberland area. Lake Cumberland especially, we will mix in quite a bit of freezing rain, so a lot of ice there lessens the totals. There's also going to be a swath of heavier snow somewhere nearby. Right now we're painting it just north and west. All that low has to do is track 30 miles east. You move that swath 30 miles with it, and a lot of us end up with a little bit more snow out of the deal. There are winter storm warnings now running from Franklin, Anderson, Marion, Washington County westward, all through the I-65 corridor. That just was added a little bit earlier, and don't be surprised when the package comes out from the Weather Service middle of the night that goes to at least the I-75 corridor. Just that's how we're looking at kind of the snowfall amounts here. The advisory covers the rest of the area regardless. You're looking at the warnings down into northern Mississippi, then all the way up to New England, and there's a flood watch in eastern Kentucky on the warm side of the storm, or at least will be warm through the middle of the afternoon tomorrow. And that runs Leslie, Perry, Breathitt County, Morgan County, Magoffin on then to the east. So here we go. Tomorrow morning it's rain, it's mild, and by the latter part of the morning, very warm in eastern Kentucky. I mean, we're going to be pushing 70 in places. After the noon hour, the Arctic cold will plow in. Now, Arctic cold, it is heavy and dense. It'll undercut the warm air, and that's when you go to the freezing rain and sleet. That's the transition rain to ice to snow, and you can play junior meteorologist at home. Figure out how thick the cold air is. If it's raining, okay, obviously the cold air hasn't gotten here yet. If it starts to freeze on the trees, it's still raining. Okay, the cold air is thin. It starts turning to sleet pelts, starting that around. That means that the cold air is getting thicker, and when it changes over to snow, the cold air's hit the clouds. There you go. Friday evening, Saturday, it will be snow, and there will be travel impacts. So here you go. Rain changes to freezing rain, sleet, and snow Friday afternoon into Friday night. So again, these will likely be significant ones. Arctic air comes in quickly, I mean in a hurry. It'll replace the record warmth that we've had. What we'll see is that undercut then in a swath of heavier snow, and we will continue to track this. Bottom line is, worst case scenarios, multiple inches of snow and ice, making travel difficult into the weekend. Best case scenario, if this thing just starts to totally fall apart, we get an inch or two with still some ice. Regardless, I think tomorrow night is going to be nasty either scenario, and both of these also end with the brutal cold. So here it comes. We go into tomorrow morning. It's rain. Then the cold front passes. Temperatures really start dropping. As we will see then by the early part of the afternoon, we are transitioning over to the ice. And by the time we get you into the latter part of the day tomorrow, we are all over to snow. That continues into tomorrow night as the storm begins to pull away. Watch this. This is the cold front right here. I mean, this is some dramatic stuff. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The Arctic air just continues to plunge southward. Almost 60 in Paducah. It's 30 in St. Louis. And again, we'll see a similar transition with the temperatures tomorrow. There's 8 o'clock. By lunchtime, near 70 in Pikeville, upper 30s in Lexington, and the cold air will just keep coming. Morning temperature somewhere near 50. Showers are around. It's a mild start. Your day tomorrow, temperatures are dropping, rain to ice to snow. Temperatures, we'll have our low in the mid-20s. We'll likely be around 30 by the end of the day, though. Cold Saturday as the snow is ending. Arctic cold through most of next week. And we'll continue to see these cold temperatures. I mean, it's just winter.
That's ugly.
Ooh.
Ugly and dangerous.
Yeah. And Tom will have more in the morning.
All right. Thanks, Bill.
Never knew